So you've sent 1,000 messages. There's been no reply. And you've also sent email amends. You've made apologies. You've tried to ask for a better relationship. What happens? Nothing. So you try to think to yourself, well, what did I do wrong? I must be a terrible person. I must be horrible. I should just kill myself. I don't deserve to be alive because these people have gone no contact with you. They've cut you off. And the worst thing about it, they're family members, so called, right? And I think these days we've got really loose terms we use for people who are supposed to be in our lives, but in the end, they show that they want nothing to do with you. They want nothing to do with some of us. Now, I think we live in a world now where it's called cancel culture. And if you don't want anything to do with somebody, you can just block them, delete them from your whatever, your Instagram or your Facebook. You don't have to have any contact with people you don't want, including family. This is a real epidemic. It's a real epidemic proportions, especially in the Western world, at least in my culture dysfunction, where I'm from. Um, yeah. So the question we have to ask ourselves is what do we do in these circumstances where we are the ones being cut off? We don't know why. We might have assumed we knew, but we made our amends for those indiscretions, for those transgressions. And we made amends. We reached out. We asked people to forgive or ask them, how can I make it right? I want to apologize to you. I want to reconnect, talk to you again. But there's just no reciprocity. It just looks like they want nothing to do with you. Well, one thing we might think about doing is killing ourselves, committing suicide over it. I've definitely thought about this. As a matter of fact, last year I was really suicidal. Um, I started getting suicidal probably 2 years ago, and last year was the worst of it. This year I've had some of those tendencies as well. Um, but that's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Now, we're not saying that they're ever going to connect with you again, but you can still live your life. You can still have your own family and go on and have a fine life, even if these people never have anything to do with you again. That is called letting go, detaching with love. So, one way is we said kill ourselves, no. So, another way is there's a very extreme way you can cut them off in retaliation. You just block their numbers, block their everything. So if they ever do try to reach out to you again, it doesn't matter. You've blocked them. That's pretty extreme. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know where I stand with this. Or um, what else can we do? We can go no contact, or we can try to hang on to hope that they're going to come around someday, and we continue to send messages from time to time. Or we can try to go to their location and find them and talk directly, even if we risk them pulling a gun or kicking us off their property or calling the cops. We can also write them a letter, a real letter, handwritten note typed, send it to the address. These are all options. We can also try to um, employ the services of others, friends, allies, to try to talk some sense into them. I don't know what to do in my circumstances. let alone yours. But I can tell you, I didn't commit suicide over this, and you don't have to either. You may be going through the same thing I did. It makes you feel like a dirty, low down scoundrel, like a piece of shit, a criminal, the one to be blamed, the scapegoat. You become a scapegoat. You don't have to be scapegoated. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to be disrespected. I don't recommend going no contact because you want to keep the line open in case they do come around. And you got to remember something most important. It's not you, it's them. If you've done everything you can to bridge that gap, to make it right, to talk to them, to reach out, and they have no desire to do it, it's because that's their choice. They're probably dealing with something on their own. They're probably dealing with their own problems, their own insecurities, their own financial problem, divorce, relationship problem, whatever it is, or they just don't, they want to run away. They're conflict avoidant and they cannot tolerate any kind of conflict. So they're just going to cut you off and run away. Conflict avoidant. You may be a direct person who deals with things directly, and they're indirect and conflict avoidant. So they're going to run from you. Happens all the time. I don't really know. I can't give you advice. I'm no guru. I'm no life coach. I'm no therapist. But I can just speak from my own experience. I'm going through it. It hurts like hell. I've been suicidal over it. I've reached out. I'm willing to do anything that needs to be done to make things right with these people because I care about them. I want them in my life, and I want to have a normal, happy family life. That's all I've ever wanted. I've made my mistakes, learned my lessons. I've made amends. I've apologized, and I'd like things to go back to normal. That's what I pray for every day. So that's my suggestion: is keep the line open. Don't go no contact. Don't cut them off like they did you. Let them come around. Maybe employ the services of allies or helpers or something like that. Or send a video like this. I don't know. Whatever you got to do, keep hope alive, improve yourself, and do better for you. And maybe that'll help facilitate the reunion. And I really hope and pray it happens for you. I hope and pray it happens for me too. Okay, guys, hang in there. You're fighting a good fight. Until next time, I love you all. If nobody said they love you, I do. And all the best.